Welcome to April School Board Meeting Update for the month of April. I'm Bill Adams, Superintendent, and with me today is
Justin Boss, Chair of the Board. As part of our April meeting, one of our discussion items was budget reductions. In our January meeting, we were presented with a $1.7 million deficit possibility from our Finance Director, Catherine Haas, due to a reduction in some state funding. Due to that, the board did decide to set aside some funds to mitigate reductions that may need to be made, but did go ahead with recommending that administration bring forward some reductions for the following school year. At our meeting, the board approved $816,906 in cuts. Of that, $618,798 was in unrestricted general fund reductions and $198,108 in restricted funds, which are title funds and other sources. These decisions are never easy. One of the reductions that was passed was a 0.3 orchestra reduction, and we had several passionate people in attendance speak on behalf of not cutting that, but in the end, the decision was made to go ahead with the cuts. Would like to state that there is strong support for our orchestra program and that will continue on a grade 5 through 12 level, and we do have hopes of having a program through our community education that will allow for instruction at an earlier age than that. And with that money that the board decided to set aside earlier, like I said, this is just a reduction at this time, still anticipating a $1.4 million deficit in the following school year. So hoping for some changes with funding from the legislature, but if that does not take place, it's possible that there may be further reductions needed in the future.
Yeah, and the other thing to be thoughtful of too is the idea that if our budget does turn around, which we're hopeful our enrollment recovers from the drop that we experienced this last year, and that maybe the compensatory ed doesn't go away as much as they're saying it's going to, or maybe the reduction of the governor's budget for special ed cross-subsidy aid maybe isn't there, so we could come out on the better end of that, or over time as we recover, we do have internal processes in place for people to request positions back into the district. And should we get to that point where we're more comfortably financially, it can always be requested to add that back.
Carrie Thomas, our Director of Teaching and Learning, gave a report on our graduation rates. And since 2021, there's been a 10.2% increase in rates. So we've seen significant improvements in those graduation rates. So that's wonderful to see. That's true at both our Willmar Senior High School and our area learning center. And our rates are above the state average, so that's another great news to see that we're doing better than a lot of other schools in our state. So congratulations to our students and staff for their work in bringing those graduation rates up. Danica Jensen, our Director of Food and Nutrition, always gives an update. So had that at our April meeting. And our food nutrition services, they do a great job. Our participation rates are very high, again, higher than a lot of areas in the state and country, and they do a great job of always bringing forward new menu ideas and always working on new things and new ways to serve kids to make sure that they are well fed. Liz Wingdingstead, our Director of Human Resources, gave a report on leaves of absences, and especially due to the implementation of earned safe and sick time and paid family medical leave in the state. And with those additional leave opportunities, the district has definitely seen an increase in leaves of absence due to opportunities that are there for employees with those programs. So certainly a great opportunity for those employees to have those leaves, but it can be a drain on the district, especially with the lack of substitute teachers as we see extended leaves that need to be filled. So just something that we have to work through and making sure that those leaves are filled and that we keep staff in place to educate our children.
Yeah, and then that we transitioned to the curriculum adoption for our K-5 math curriculum, and they selected Reveal Math, which is part of the McGraw-Hill line. And so that was K through 5. Our Director of Teaching and Learning, Carrie Thomas, led the team through that process. And they really got to a quick consensus and they selected, as I stated, Reveal for McGraw-Hill. 6 through 12 adoption will likely come in May. at our board meeting, and we'll provide an update at that time. As you know, on the 7th of April, we faced some adversity. On Monday evening, many of you know, we received a report that we could not determine as not being credible, and we called school off on Tuesday the 7th of April. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the team that we have here at Willmar Public Schools, meaning our directors and our principals who worked diligently to get to the bottom of where this came from and discover the background of it and identify who was responsible. In addition to that, we have to thank our local PD. They were exceptional, very professional, prompt, and they did a great job coordinating with us. So they would take the information that we collected on Tuesday morning. By 11 a.m., I think we were at a good spot, and then it was time for the PD to go out and do their work and complete investigations. So kudos to the PD. They are absolutely outstanding, and kudos to our team. The diligent work that was put forth on Tuesday morning was appreciated. I'm certainly very proud of the work that our team did on that morning and then throughout that day. So kudos to my principals, directors, and everybody else that was involved. I believe our security officers were also involved. And then also to our staff who were patient and professional and remained home and allowed us to do the work we needed to do on that Tuesday morning. So thank you all very much. And that leads us to the calendar question. So because we missed school, that was a approved school day by the Board of Education on their official school calendar. And because we called that day off and it wasn't an e-learning day, it was simply an off day, no learning took place, the board had to make a decision to whether or not, or to make up the day at the end of the year or forgive the day. Because we have enough cushion on required hours from the Minnesota Department of Education and Minnesota state law, the board decided to forgive that day or not make that day up. That's it for our update this month. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.